Hey you guys, well as you guys all may know, I'm Alejandra Guayo and this is my partner Esmeralda Huereca.
Hey! Well, we have created this presentation to inform you about two female scientists who have had a big impact in our society.
Two female scientists we would like you to know about are Marie Curie and Maria Mayer. Well, this woman right here in this picture is Marie Curie. She was born in Warsaw, Poland on November 7th, 1867. She was the youngest of 5 children. She was known to have a bright and curious mind, and it was known that she was an excellent student in school. This is a picture of her mother and father. Her mother's name was, bear with me, it's difficult to pronounce, Bronislawa Skolodowski. Her father's name was Władysław Skolodowski. This is a picture of her husband who had a tragic death in 1906 and her 2 daughters. Her husband's name was Marie Curie. Her daughters' names were Irene and Eva Denise. Her daughter Irene had become a chemist just like her mother.
She studied and graduated in Sorbonne, Paris in 1898. Although she was known for being a chemist, she also earned a degree in math. She was also the top student in her secondary class. The downside of her education was that she wasn't able to attend the university she wanted because at the time it was only available for men.
She had many achievements throughout her life. One of her achievements was to be the first woman to win the Nobel Prize. She had actually won 2 Nobel Prizes altogether. Another one of her achievements was to be the first female professor at the University of Paris.
As you heard in the slides before, she was a chemist/physics. By doing this, it gave her a chance to discover many different things. One of the things she discovered was radium, which also killed her, but she also discovered polonium. Polonium is a chemical element with the symbol of Po with an atomic number of 84. It was found in 1898.
As you know, everyone must die at a certain time in life. Sadly, Marie Curie died in Tournai, France on July 4th, 1934. She died of aplastic anemia brought on by her years of exposure to radium.
How was she important? Well, she was an important person in our society because without her, we wouldn't have understood how radium worked, and without us knowing what radium was or how it affected our health, a lot more people could have died thanks to radium. So we couldn't have thanked her enough for helping us understand this. Why we chose her? Well, there are many reasons why we chose her.
One reason why we chose her was because she was in the top 10 most famous female scientists.
She was also a very unique person.
Another reason why we chose her was because we found her quote very interesting and meaningful. Well, since now you know who Marie Curie is and why we chose her and how she was important, we would like to tell you about another wonderful female scientist named Maria Mayer. The reason why we chose her was because she was the second woman after Marie Curie to win the Nobel Prize, and we found her very interesting.
Well, this one right here is Maria Mayer. She was born on June 28, 1906 in Katowice. She was a German-born American. She was the only child, and she was the 7th generation of university professors in her family time.
These are Maria Mayer's parents. Her mother, Maria Wolf, was a piano teacher. Her father was Friedrich Goppert. He was a professor of pediatrics to Göttingen. An interesting thing is that she spent more time at her father's job up until she got married.
Maria Mayer was a happily married woman with 2 children. Her husband was Joseph Edward Mayer, a chemical physicist. She had a daughter and a son named Maria Ann and Peter. Maria Ann was an astronomer, and Peter was a graduate of economy.
She was not educated like everyone else in a public university. She went to a private university known as George August University of Göttingen. She was taken for granted not only by her parents, but by herself as well. The downside was that at the time of her lifetime, it was hard for women to go to school.
She was the second female in physics after Marie Curie. She won a Nobel Peace Prize in Physics. She earned her PhD under Max Born at the University of Göttingen in 1930. She became a U.S. citizen in 1932. She also developed the Little Bang Theory.
One of her discoveries/inventions was that she developed the structure of the nuclear shells. She had help from one of her colleagues named Edward Teller. They saw 7 repeated numbers when they were making the nuclear shells.
After having a heart attack in 1971, which left her in a coma, a year later she passed away on February 20th, 1972 in San Diego. Her remains were buried in El Camino Memorial Park, San Diego, California.
You may ask yourself, how was she important? Well, as we all know, all female scientists and any kind of scientists are all important. But how was she important to us? Well, she was important to us because just like every other scientist, she made amazing discoveries which now help us to live our lives. Why we chose her? Well, there are many reasons why we chose her. One of the reasons was because she invented the nuclear shell and we just found it very interesting.
Another reason why we chose her is because we found it very interesting and impressing how she had to work for her education.
Well, thank you for listening to our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it.
Bye!